All right. Okay, so we're about to get to the part. We've hit the first part, the love your enemies part. Now let's get to the last part. There we go. These are dead giveaways. Telling you how it's going to come. What he's trying to show you. All right. Now, do not put your trust in princes, in human beings who cannot save. Do not put your confidence in powerful people. There is no help for you there. Do not put your trust in princes, in a son of man, in whom, watch this, there is no salvation. Put not your trust in princes, in mortal man who cannot save. Put not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. Now, what does that mean? Put not your trust in princes, in a Son of Man, in a Son of Man, in whom there's no salvation. Meaning what? The Son of Man is going to be salvation. But do not put your trust in princes. Now, this is where we start to get into some I'm going to literally have to come in such a way that this will not be a strike against Truth Colors YouTube channel. I'm only presenting facts. Maybe I should just go ahead and click it off. I click off everything that's on YouTube and just hit it with Facebook. So I need to probably go in there right now. Anything that's on YouTube, maybe click it off, because if not, they're going to come into this. Because there's no way I can actually do this without offending. Nobody. So therefore, I'm forced to cut some places off. Where's restream at? Because I have to go into popping off what's going on. And to do that, it's gonna cause me pointing fingers, right? Going to specific things. If I do that, retaliation is coming. Come on. Retaliation is coming. There we go. So I'm about to go into this part here and cut off the one for Truth Colors on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube. All right. That one cut off. All right. I'll leave everything else up because I'm not even worried about it. All right. Now we have to bring out the evidence that this word is saying. All right. What did it say? Put not your trust in princes, in a son of man in whom there is no salvation. Watch this. Number one, it said prince. So we're going to go with that. Prince Charles's and the who? Oh, man, I typed in the word as the world health. And I just left the O there. There it is, right there. We're going to listen to some of these videos to see what's going on here. Prince Charles and the World Health Organization. Look what Psalms just said. Put not your trust in princes, in a son of man in whom there is no salvation. They're going to try to come up with some kind of salvation or cure or help, and he will be orchestrating. Prince of Wales, do not put your trust in princes, Prince of Wales, and other leaders on the forums. UK Prince Charles says coronavirus reset is a new Are y'all getting this yet? All right. Go back to it. Put not your trust in princes, in a son of man in whom there is no salvation. Put not your trust in princes, in mortal man who cannot save. What do we go find? Prince Charles and the World Health Organization. Prince Charles lectured to the WHO in when? May 23rd, 2006. The Prince of Wales addressed the World Health Organization in Geneva. Some bits were excellent, but in the end, it was irresponsible, dishonest, and perhaps unconstitutional too. Improbable science. Prince of Wales. Health Organization, good in parts. Prince Charles addressed the WHO in Geneva on 23rd of May 2006. The full text of his speech is on the WHO website. Some bits of it I rather like. Who could disagree with this bit? The state of our health reflects the food we eat, the exercise we take, the water we take, the drink, the air we breathe, and the quality of our housing and sanitation. I believe it also extends to our social needs and circumstances. We need to, watch this, the need to belong to a community, the need for meaningful work and daily purpose, the need in our lives for dignity and kindness, for self-respect, for hope, and above all, for harmony, and I say it, beauty. It comprises the power of art, the healing properties of loving human relationships, and the role of human spirit and the role of the human spirit. Human health is the sum of all these parts. Hold on. When his spirit departs, he returns to the ground on the very day his plans perish. Human spirit departs. All right, let's go. Yeah, it's going your way. Why not say beauty? But that is, for me, the problem. I go along with John, whatever. Pretty much follow up after yesterday's letter and HRH speech. So we see that they put up his speech on the World Health Organization. Probably there now.
Case. We have no alternative, because otherwise, unless we take the action necessary and we build again in a greener and more sustainable and more inclusive way, then we will end up having more and more pandemics and more disasters from ever accelerating global warming and climate change. So this is the one moment, as you've all been saying, when we have to make as much progress as we can. Prime Minister, I'm most grateful to you for inviting me to address this immensely important meeting. I know you have many pressing issues of the day, but none is more pressing than the future health of our planet and of the people who inhabit it. The planet's health today will dictate the health, happiness, and the economic prosperity of generations to come. Hence, our overwhelming responsibility to generations yet unborn. Now, after, I suppose, very nearly 50 years of trying to raise awareness of the growing climate and environmental crisis, I'm at last sensing a change in attitudes and the build-up of positive momentum. As you know, listening is often more important than speaking, and I have listened closely to leaders of many countries, particularly Commonwealth nations, whose communities are some of the most climate vulnerable on this earth. It is also impossible not to hear the despairing voices of young people who see you, ladies and gentlemen, as the stewards of the planet, holding the viability of their future in your hands. And I've listened to those leaders of the private sector who are now more and more anxious to invest in the projects and new technologies that could establish a more rapid transition to sustainability. Some 300 of the world's top CEOs from every sector of the economy, including financial services, and representing well over $60 trillion of assets under management, joined my Sustainable Markets Initiative and demonstrated how acutely sensitive they are to the way both consumers, who control more than 60% of global GDP, and shareholders, who are now demanding changes in the way businesses behave, which is why they want to make a big difference with the kind of investment only they can provide.
Every day I think how bad the climate crisis is, but then I remember how many people and voices I'm fighting for, and everything just makes sense. Governments must fight for their people's future, and we will hold them accountable for it.
I want to see a world in which humans are able to thrive in harmony with nature. A world in which justice and equality are main drivers and values for cooperation, change, and a sustainable future.
Brought you to the very place where the doomsday machine began to tick. And even though for 200 years the industrialized countries were in complete ignorance of the problem that they were creating, we now have a duty to find those funds. $100 billion a year that was promised in Paris by 2020, but which we won't deliver until 2023, to help the rest of the world to move to green technology. But we cannot and will not succeed by government spending alone. We in this room can deploy hundreds of billions, no question. But the market has hundreds of trillions, and the task now is to work together to help our friends to decarbonize using our funds, the funds we have in
Whoa, did y'all see this? They're putting out their trust in princes. Prince Charles. He'll be doing this all while he is prince. Putting out your trust in princes. Prince Charles, honored with HMS Global Environmental Citizen Award. The Prince of Wales, putting out your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. So he's trying to do all this stuff trying to help, but there's no help in him, right? That's what we're trying to warn you about. Genders, let's go. The Prince of Wales received the Global Environment Center Citizen Award from Harvard. What's this? Medical School Center for Health and Global Environment. When was this? February 1st, 2007. This year's award, presented on January 28th, celebrates the center's 10th anniversary. We cannot think of a person more worthy. We cannot think of a person more worthy to receive this year's award. For decades, His Royal Highness, come on now. Scriptures is right there in your face. It shows you exactly what to look out for. We cannot think of a person more worthy to receive this year's award. For decades, His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, has been leading international voice in protecting the natural world. But not your trust in Prince of Wales, nor in the Son of Man, who is also the Prince of Wales, in whom there is no help. So what he's trying to come up with, he says, don't trust in that, said Eric Chavian, director of the Center for Health and Global Environment. and co-recipient of the 1985 Nobel Peace Prize. We are delighted to honor Prince Charles, whose life's work has so effectively carried out the center's mission. The reason why they exist, the reason why they have a job or get paid. I hope that's sinking in. Helping people understand that their health depends on the health of the environment and motivating them to do everything in their power to protect it. It is a tremendous honor to recognize Prince of Wales for his environmental achievements, said Center Board member Meryl Streep. Now, that's a wish right there. Meryl Streep is a bona fide witch who presented the award. Charles is a champion of environmental causes and has helped clear a path towards a sustainable future. Prince Charles has been a forward thinker on environmental issues since the 1970s. Let me put that on the screen real big. '70s. True Colors is coming out now, huh? On issues ranging from sustainable agriculture, climate change, said former Vice President Al Gore, who was a recipient of a Global Environmental Citizen Award in 2005. As we have worked together over the years, I've always been impressed by his ability to understand complex global issues and his deep commitment to solve the pressing issues facing our world. Prince Charles has publicly voiced his concerns about the natural environment for decades, and holding seminars, schooling people, holding seminars and discussions, and advocating and encouraging corporate action. That means also world action too. And in setting up various organizations and practical initiatives such as converting the farm at Highgrove, his country home, to organic methods. The Prince Charities is a group of not-for-profit organizations, of which the Prince of Wales is president. 15 of the 17 charities was founded personally by Prince Charles. Putting out your trust in what? In Prince Charles, nor in the Son of Man in whom there is no help. Now, people will say this applies to the Messiah. The Messiah is help. Yah is salvation. So salvation is in the Son of Man. But this Son of Man, he's going to come up with this plan, but there's no salvation in it. It says don't put your trust in what he's saying. Don't put your trust in what he's advocating for. Do not put your trust. Do not set your minds on it. This is how the world gets taken out. 5 of these organizations work actively to encourage a corporate environmental responsibility. The Prince of Wales Business and Environment Program, BEP, Business in a Community, BITC, Scottish Business in the Community, SBC, the Prince of Wales International Business Leaders Forum, IBLF, and In-Kind Direct. In 1990, the Prince launched his own food company. Let's go. Come on now. Dutchy Originals, to help small farmers find a new market for their goods, while at the same time offering consumers high-quality natural food and promoting more sustainable production methods that improve soil, health, and protected the environment. The first Dutchy original product was a biscuit made from wheat and oat, grown organically at Highgrove. Since then, the company has expanded to become one of the United Kingdom's best known and most successful organic and natural brands. with more than 200 different products. Ducky Originals generates more than $1 million in a profit for charity each year. Are you starting to understand this thing now? It's talking about him. The Global Environment Citizen Award is presented annually by the Center for Health and Global Environment to one who does the outstanding work towards protecting the global environment. The ceremony was held January 28th in New York City. Past Global Environmental Award winners include Edward O. Wilson, Harrison Ford, Jane Goodall, Bill Moyers, and Al Gore. I'm not going through all this. I'm just trying to show you what it means by this. By the prince, do not put your trust in. Ooh. You know what the Great Reset is, right? What's going on now? Klaus Schwab and Prince Charles on why we need a Great Reset. Listen to the podcast. Why we need one. The Great Reset is, what it is. Resetting with people, with the amount of people, all that. Oh yeah, that is it. All right.
Even as COVID cases are easing, the virus has hit the British royal family again. Prince Charles has tested positive for a second time. That's raising concerns not only for his health, but for the health of Queen Elizabeth, who is 95 years old. Let's go to CNN royal correspondent Max Foster. Max, you're in Dubai covering Prince William's visit there. Now this breaking news that his father has tested positive for COVID again. Any concerns that the Queen has been exposed or that there's a risk there?
Yeah, so Prince William is basically not commenting on this. He says these are private conversations, but we have heard from a royal source that Prince Charles did meet the Queen recently. Now, she's not showing any symptoms, but they are monitoring her closely. They're not telling us if she's been tested. You would assume that she has been tested. It's not clear why they're not telling us that, apart from these are broadly private medical matters, so they don't want to tell us all the information about her medical condition right now. They're monitoring it though, so we're also doing the same. Prince Charles, meanwhile, in isolation. As you say, he tested positive twice. The first time back in March 2020. He didn't have any symptoms then. It's not clear if he's got them now. but he is isolating, so it seems as though he's stable. He also met, actually, on Wednesday night, some very senior ministers, the finance secretary, also the home secretary. Presumably they're being tested as well, because he's been at events. So we're monitoring all of this. At the moment, it seems okay, but of course the Queen is in her 90s. There's always concern when she's been exposed to any sort of infection, but no major alarms coming from the palace right now, but as I say, they are monitoring her.
All right. I seen something that caught my attention that is very powerful. We're gonna bring this out. Because remember, it says don't put your trust in princes. That means you don't put your trust in their advice. Whatever they advise you, you're not to put your trust in or not to do. All right, here we go. World Health Organization, who is building a better future for people. Now, watch this. Put not your trust in princes and mortal man. Pause. Who cannot say? The word just told you that whatever who produces will not help. Put not your trust in princes and mortal men. Pause. Who? World Health Organization cannot save. I didn't make nothing up. Said it right there. Who can I save? Who? Keep going. This is 6 days ago. Where's it at? Let me just type it in. All right. I have to type this in because it's not coming up the way it's supposed to. Very interesting. That he himself would advocate for this. So I know to do opposite. All right, here it is right here. Prince Charles advises people recovering from COVID what? To practice yoga. Yes. He said it. Bible says what? Don't trust in princes. Get off. Thank you. All right. Prince Charles advises people. She's 2 years old. This article is more than 2 years old. Prince Charles advises people recovering from COVID to practice yoga. Why? That's what you got to ask yourself. Why is this brood of vipers or people pretty much Satan person? Why in the world is Prince Charles telling people, advising them to practice yoga? What's going on with yoga? What's going on with it? Prince Charles advises people recovering from COVID to practice yoga. Why? Seriously, why? All right. Exclusive Royal says doctors should include complementary healthcare in roadmap to hope and healing. Hope and healing. Prince Charles has suggested that people struggling to return to full health after having the coronavirus should practice yoga. In the video, the statement on Friday to the virtual yoga and healthcare symposium, wellness after COVID, the heir apparent said doctors should work together with complementary healthcare specialists to build a roadmap to health and healing after COVID. This pandemic has emphasized the importance of preparedness, resilience, and the need for an approach which addresses the health and welfare of the whole person as part of the society and which does not merely focus on the symptoms alone, Charles said. As part of the approach, therapeutic, evidence-informed yoga can contribute to health and healing. So this is the devil saying that yoga can contribute to health and healing by its very nature. Yoga is an accessible practice which provides, watch this, practitioners with ways to manage stress, build resilience, and promote healing. The prince said those attending the symposium shared an ambition to help those for whom the mental anguish and physical challenges of long COVID have been devastating. He added, when we work together with a common interest, one world mindset, right? We can build on each other's ideas and perhaps build a roadmap to hope and healing. Speaking to attendees at the event co-organized by the Yoga in Healthcare Alliance and the Give Back Yoga Foundation, the Prince of Wales also acknowledged his own brush with COVID in March last year, saying, I seem to have got away with it quite lightly. Unfortunately, that is not the case for millions of people in the UK and across the globe. What? They're dying. Right? Dr. Adrian James, the president of Royal College and psychiatrist, who is giving a talk at the event titled The Unseen Crisis. The Unseen Crisis. You don't even see what's going on. Mental health, consequences of a global pandemic, and how yoga can help. Said yoga, group gardening, art classes, and other physical activities and training courses improve patients' physical and mental well-being. It's vital for services to be evenly available across the country. What? Yoga services. All the stuff he just named right there, right? And that social prescribing, referring people to non-clinical activities, is made available in community and inpatient mental health services and not limited to primary care only, he told The Guardian. James added, so he's giving out orders what needs to be done, and people are following suit. The Charles, who has previously espoused the benefits of yoga, is not the only fan in the royal family. His wife, the Duchess of Cornwall, remember says princess, has said it makes you less stiff, the more supple. While Prince William has also been pictured doing yogic poses, putting out your trust in princes, Prince Charles, Prince Williams. You get the point. This royal family, if you will. In 2019, the Prince of Wales said yoga had proven beneficial effects on both body and mind and delivered tremendous social benefits that help build discipline, self-reliance, and self-care. Now we're starting to see something that Charles might be behind a lot of this stuff right here. We're seeing some stuff that's going on with the WHO. That he in cahoots with all this. But not your trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, in whom there is no salvation. You know what? Do not listen to Charles. Do not listen to the WHO. Do not listen to anything he tells you to do. Put not your trust in what he's saying and what they saying. Notice right now he is like the world leader speaking. He's behind the scenes, but he's in front. This stuff is from 2019, 20, 21, 2006, 2005. You understand now. He's been behind the scenes this whole entire time, but still the forerunner of all of it. That's what the Bible is saying. When it says, put not the trust in princes, nor in the Son of Man, of whom there's no salvation, because the Son of Man is going to show up who has salvation. But don't put your trust in the one who has no banner, who has no banner of salvation. That's what it's saying. He was like, you're supposed to put the trust in the Son of Man. That is the Father's Son. You're supposed to put no trust in that. Duh. No, stupid. That's not what it means. It literally means what it says. Why it says princess. This royal family. And anyone speaking like that, don't trust in what they're saying. He believes in alternative medicine. Alternative medicine is not alternative medicine to him. It is the medicine. And they're saying that we need the Great Reset. The Great Reset comes with this alternative medicine. Finish. All right. So, like I said, it didn't take that long to do that one. I went to the first part, hit the second part, and I hit the last part. That's it. Finish. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. Love us. We have to love Shem. But you can't show love without first showing love to what the Father has given me to say. You can't. You cannot operate in love if you hate what I gotta say. That's not love. You can't even touch love without first going through that. In the Bible, I've proven it, I've shown it. The same thing now it's saying, don't listen to the princes. And then it literally brings in there who cannot say. So it literally ties you in with Prince Charles, who's connected with who. So it says Prince, connected with who, World Health Organization cannot save anybody, cannot help anybody, cannot deliver anybody, can't heal anybody, can't cure anybody. Finish. All right, man.